Hello guys, this is Cheryl and it's another video for how to pass your Rarejob demo lesson 103. Ta-da! Okay, today is my day off, so I can make this video about the third part of your Rarejob demo lesson assessment. Okay, so for all of you who don't know me yet, so my name is Cheryl and I am here right now in Xiamen, China, in Fujian province. So it's near Hong Kong, about 4 hours if you ride the train. Yes, and I'm teaching kids and babies as well. Well, sometimes I get crazy about how can they send their kids like 4 months old to a class and have an English environment lesson. Yeah, but that's it. That's my work here. I teach babies and kids ages 4 months, as early as 4 months, up to 7 years old. So that's how life is. It's very flexible. Yeah, it's flexible. Okay, well, going back, because in Rarejob, you're going to teach not babies, okay? You're going to teach kids and they have a different curriculum, but I am teaching college students, professionals, and retirees. So let's just say from 14 years old to 70 years old. So that's how flexible life is. So, Lord, thank you. I'm teaching English from 4 months old to 70 years old. Isn't that amazing? All right, let's start. The third part, if you haven't watched my first and second video, I already talked about the mock lesson for your grammar and your article discussion. So they are the most important part of your assessment. And this part right here are actually it talks more about your proficiency in English, your pace in terms of speaking, the use of chatbox, and we're going to discuss all of those things. And that's what I have right here. See, I put 1 and 2 because we're going to divide it into 2 videos, because it would be so difficult for me to make one video with all of these information. So please pardon me. Okay, well, let's start. All right, so in my list, I have the first category that you need to remember. This actually has a lot of subcategories. So this is all about English proficiency in terms of grammar, accent, pronunciation, and fluency. Well, it's a very big topic because even for me, I prefer to actually explain things in English because I am a Davawenya, so it would be very awkward if I'm going to talk about Tagalog and Bisaya, so it's gonna mix up and you don't like to hear it. So that's why I just read my copy here and also explain a little bit about things in English, but if it's too difficult for me to find the words, then I can explain to you in Tagalog or in Bisaya if you know how to speak Bisaya. But yeah, English proficiency in terms of grammar. Grammar is a little bit difficult for me because there are things that, I've been teaching in Rarejob for more than 6 years, but I still have this grammar lapses. And well, nothing's perfect and it's okay. Yeah, but the first thing that you need to take note in terms of this category under English proficiency is the accent. Well, if you are teaching English online, especially to the Japanese or to the Chinese, they would love to have their teacher to have an accent. Yeah, not so Tagalog or not so Filipino or not so Japanese or Chinese. Yeah, they want to have this native like or neutral accent. I'm not sure if my accent is native-like or neutral, but as far as I know, a lot of people, when I talk to them, they would say, oh, you don't sound like a Filipino. I don't know what the Filipino sound really is, but I can determine English Filipinos or Filipinos that are speaking in English, especially those that are traveling. So I would know, oh, there's a Filipino out there. Yes, I can hear that, but I cannot copy the Filipino accent. So maybe my Filipino accent is also, I don't know. I actually don't know, but that's the rating. And under the pronunciation and word stress, you must not commit at most 2 instances of self-corrected errors. So basically, there are some sentences that you can actually say, but at least you must not commit 2 instances of self-corrected errors. That's quite difficult. Yes, and for the grammar, you need to not commit at most 2 instances of two corrected errors as well. And you must also not commit errors in one category. Well, in this sense, I actually do not understand what they wanted to talk about and they would want to imply. As far as I have understood, in terms of your sentence construction, your grammar, you should not commit errors in your sentences. Yeah. So at least 2 instances. Yeah. That's the easiest way to explain that category. And in terms of fluency, you need to have a very minimal fillers. So I would say I have fillers like yes, and yes, okay. Yeah, that is an example of fillers. So even if we don't actually say that it's filler, but fillers, as far as I've understood, filler is some words or a sound that you put in order to think of some idea or think about something or just to avoid dead air. Yes, that is fillers. So you can commit fillers, but very minimal, okay? And next, your pauses must not be lengthy. So this means that it should be at least 5 seconds, at least 5 seconds. So if there's some kind of like a dead air, so at least 5 seconds of dead air. And that's it. Yeah. And absence of stammering. What is stammering? So let me just give you the meaning of stammering right here, because I also need to look it up into the dictionary. Well, stammering, as what I've understood in layman's term, this is the words that you say out of your consciousness. It's because you are nervous and you repeatedly say the explanation or say similar words over and over again. Yeah, that is stammering. So that's one category under fluency that you need to avoid, stammering, because one category says the absence of stammering. But don't worry. Well, it's just easy. Don't think too much about it, okay? And the next category, we are finished with English proficiency, is the appropriateness of speech pace and choice of words. Okay, there are two things. All right. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I got 5 in terms of English proficiency rating. So that means I didn't commit any mistake this time. Yay! Okay. All right. So let's move on. Okay. The 2 categories under appropriateness of speech is, first, the tutor was able to adjust his or her pacing according to the level of the student. So pacing is actually your way of saying, whether it's slow or fast or normal. That's the first category. And the next category is that the tutor used words which were appropriate to the student's level. So this is a different category because the first one is how you talk, whether it's slow or fast. But in the second one, it's what are the words that you use in order for the student to understand. So if the student is a beginner level, then you must also choose words that are easy for him or her to understand. No business terms, no jargons, no like highfalutin words. Did I use the right term? Okay, so just check. Okay. Yeah, so like those difficult words that students cannot understand. Just simple. It depends on his or her level. But if your student is a law student and is very advanced in terms of English, then it's up to you. You can use the words that you know in dictionary. That's the longest word in dictionary, the superfecalicious something. Yeah, you can use that if they can understand it. Okay, and in this category, I also got the rate of 5. Yay! And the next one, number 3 category, is the effective use of chat box. So I have already highlighted the use of chat box because chat box is your board in terms of like teaching English in Rarejob. But right now, they are already using a platform in Rarejob. They have this online classroom already. So there you can write something. But if you did not sign up for that, or if you haven't been invited for that, you still use Skype. Then Skype, you must use chat box because there are a lot of categories in this category. Okay, what did I say? Okay, but effective use of chat box. The first one is that use of chat box is sending the URL of the material without being asked by the student. So in your lesson, even if the student don't ask, then you can use your chat box to send the URL of the material, and that's the first checklist. Number 2 is that you need to use the chat box as your teaching aid. It will provide explanation to some words that the student could not understand, some clarification, some emphasis, and if there's some error correction, that's also where you should type it. Okay, and number 3 is that you need to use the chat box in sending supplementary materials. So what does it mean? When you're explaining something and still he cannot understand, you already typed the meaning but still could not understand, then there are some supplementary materials like pictures or videos. Yeah, those are examples, or maybe links to some websites that you are explaining something. Okay, and then your messages in your chat box, this is number 4, it should be grammatically correct. Of course, you are teaching them the right way to make sentence, so you should make the correct grammar in your sentence. And number 5 is that your messages in your chat box must be appropriately formatted. So that means it's free from wrong spelling, and it's also capitalized, and there must not be punctuation errors like you put exclamation mark or comma or semicolon. Yeah, that is very important in your mock lesson. And lastly, your messages must be seen promptly, and that you should type while you are talking. And yes, and this is one thing that I failed because my messages were not sent promptly. I corrected the student, but I didn't send him the correct explanation or the correct sentence to that. And then I did not type to avoid dead air. So I didn't do anything. And that's one of the most important thing in terms of passing your effective use of chat box, because in this category I only got 3. So messages should be sent promptly. So any correction, any supplementary videos or pictures or anything that you are talking about, you must utilize your chat box. Okay? Yes, well, that's it, my friend, and I'm going to send to you or make another video for another remaining. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, four categories in order to finally finish your assessment, like the complete assessment, in order for you to pass it for your Rarejob demo lesson. And I really apologize if it takes too long time because there's a lot of things that's going on. I don't live alone in our house, and I live with some of my colleagues, and sometimes they talk a lot, they talk loudly. So when I make this video, yeah, you can hear them in the background if I am going to make a video. So I opt not to make a video when they're here, and I also don't want to let them to like I feel very shy whenever I talk to my phone or to my video, and then they are outside. So yes, I'm shy about it. So I tend to make videos when I am alone. So guys, if you have any question or any suggestion or comments or anything that you don't like, please do help me out. And yes, I'm making my videos because I feel sometimes sad and not really depressed, but yeah, I feel sad because I am alone. I'm out of the country. I'm not with my family, and in this house I don't have Wi-Fi. Yes, but I have data, but it's still different when you have Wi-Fi. Yeah, life is too difficult without Wi-Fi at home. But yes, I feel sad, and this video is a way for me to communicate to you and to help you out in terms of any questions. Or yeah, it's also helping me out in terms of my sadness or my insanity. Well, thank you so much for your comments, and thank you very much for watching my videos and for subscribing. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you again in my next lesson. Bye bye. Oh, not my next lesson, in my next video. Oh my god.